Ladies and gentlemen, there are two kinds of stories. Those that you can take to bed with you, and they relax you and put your mind at ease. And then there is the other kind. And our story tonight is the other kind. I still do not know whether it was the shadow of the madness to which the author himself so tragically succumbed, or whether there really was an evil something that could not be seen or described. Well, why don't you decide for yourself? I'm simply going to tell you the facts in the case as set forth by Guy de Maupassant in his immortal story, The Hauler. May 8, 1889. What a lovely day it was. I spent all the morning lying in the grass in front of my house, the house in which I was born and grew up. It is a wonderful house, and I love it. From my windows I can see the Seine which flows along the side of my garden. The great wide Seine goes to Rouen and Le Havre, and it is covered by boats passing to and fro. Down to the left lies Rouen, the whole city dominated by the spire of the cathedral and full of bells which sound through the air on fine days, even as far as my home. What a wonderful morning. I was almost sorry when Marie, she's my housemaid, you know, when she interrupted me.
Your luncheon is ready, monsieur.
Oh, thank you, Marie, but it seems a pity to go in the house. Do you like it here, Marie?
Oh, yes, sir. I like it very much. I love to watch the boats go by on the Seine.
You do? So do I. See that one? That big schooner. It's being pulled by a little tug. Look, it's no bigger than a fly.
Oh, isn't it beautiful? So clean and white and shining.
Yes, she is a three-master. Brazilian, I think. Yes. I see the flag. Yeah, it is Brazilian. Oh, she's had a long journey. From South America to past my house.
You love this place very much, don't you, monsieur?
Yes, Marie. I love it. I can feel those deep roots which attach a man to the soil on which his ancestors were born and died. To the villages, to the atmosphere itself. You don't know what I'm talking about, do you, Marie?
No, sir. But I do know that if you don't come into the house soon, your luncheon will be cold.
All right. All right, Marie, I'll come in. May 12. For some reason, I've had a slight feverish attack for the last few days, and I feel low-spirited and ill. I have continually a horrible feeling of impending danger, an apprehension of some coming misfortune or of approaching death. I have never experienced anything like this before. If it continues, I think I'll have to see my doctor.
Look, I've told you, your pulse is rapid and your eyes are slightly dilated. Otherwise you are in splendid condition.
But doctor, why is it then when evening comes on, a feeling of oppression seizes me? You know, just as if night concealed something horrible.
Probably just a slight attack of indigestion.
Indigestion? Yesterday, when I was walking in the forest of Roumare, why did it seem suddenly to me that I was being followed? That someone was walking at my heels, close, quite close to me, near enough to touch me, and yet when I turned around I saw nothing behind me but the path between the tall trees. Horribly empty. Can you explain that by indigestion? Can you?
Here is a bromide. If you will take it, and several cold showers daily, I'm sure your fears will vanish and you'll be able to sleep without any further trouble.
All right, Doctor. Thank you very much. Who's there?
It is I, Marie.
Oh, just a moment. Just a moment. Yes, Marie?
Are you all right? You were screaming and calling out.
Was I?
It waked the servants.
I'm sorry. I must have been having a nightmare.
Oh, is that all?
Marie, if you dreamed that someone was looking at you, touching you, taking your neck in his hands, squeezing it with all his might in order to strangle you, well, perhaps you would cry out too.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm sure I should.
All right. Tell the other servants I shall try to be more quiet.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Good night.
Look, Marie, my water carafe.
Your water carafe, monsieur.
It was full when I went to bed.
Oh, yes, sir. I filled it last night.
Look, it's empty. I haven't touched it, and it is empty.
Yes, sir.
Somebody has drunk the water from my carafe. Somebody has been in this room. Something drank that water.
I don't know who could have, sir. Unless perhaps you yourself? In your sleep?
Yes, of course. That's it. I must have done it myself. Marie, tell them to pack my things. I'm going to Paris. I'm leaving first thing in the morning. July 12th, Paris. I must have lost my mind during the last few weeks. At home, my mental state bordered on madness, for I had believed, yes, I had believed, that an invisible being lived beneath my roof. How perfectly ridiculous it all seems now. 24 hours in Paris have completely restored my equilibrium. Tonight, I am going to dine at the house of my cousin, Madame Sable, and Dr. Parent is going to be there. He's the famous specialist for nervous disorders. I shall ask him, and I'm sure he can finally put my mind at rest about this silly hallucination.
Elle me raconte, comme autrefois, de jolis contes. Au jour passé, je vous revois.
Dr. Parent, I've been wanting to ask you, have you ever known of a case where a person feels that he is, how shall I put it, not entirely in command of his own soul?
It is curious that you should ask me that.
Curious? Why?
Because now, only now in 1889, after all these years, we are on the verge of discovering one of the most important secrets of nature. Ever since man has thought, he has felt himself close to a mystery which has been impenetrable to his gross and imperfect senses.
Whatever are you talking about, Dr. Parent?
Apparitions, my dear Madame Sable. Invisible spirits.
You doctors, you're always being mysterious.
Not at all. For more than a century now, men seem to have had a presentiment of something new. Mesmer and some others have put us on an unexpected track, and we have arrived at really surprising results.
You're just trying to frighten us.
Not at all. If you think so, would you like me to try and send you to sleep, madam?
It would be a novel experience. If you can do it.
If I can, it will answer your cousin's question.
Yes, it certainly would.
Now, madam, if you will just sit in this easy chair. So, now, you must let your mind go completely blank and look fixed into my eyes. That's right. You are going to sleep. Sleep. Going to sleep. Sleep. See, her eyes are becoming heavy. Her mouth is twitching.
Doctor, I do not like this. It frightens me.
There, she is asleep. An easy subject, I must say. Now, if you will stand directly behind her chair, I will proceed with the experiment. I hand her an ordinary pasteboard visiting card. So, now, Madam Sable, you hold in your hand a looking glass.
Yes. I am holding a looking glass.
What do you see in it?
I see my cousin standing behind my chair.
What is he doing?
He is twisting his ear.
But she cannot see me behind her by looking at a piece of cardboard.
Of course she can't. She sees you through her mind. Or someone's mind. This troubles you, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes, it troubles me.
But it answers your question.
No, it does not. It's an axiom that human beings can be dominated by human beings. But what if a human being is dominated by something else? Something not human? What then, Doctor? August 6th. I am back at home. I know now it is useless to struggle. Somebody possesses my soul and dominates it. Somebody orders all my acts, all of my thoughts. I am nothing except slave and terrified spectator of all I do. Who is he, this invisible being that rules me? This unknowable spirit, this rover of a supernatural race. He must have a name. He has. I feel it. Someday it will come to me. If I could only leave my house, go away, escape, never return. But I cannot. This being I cannot call by name will not let me. I am helpless. What can I do?